and I forgot to say in announcements, we have extras. So if you would like to prepare for this experiment, still come out to the picnic table after the service, even if you don't have a carton. We'll see if we can make them stretch. Thank you, Lisa. I think she brought a lot of extras for us that I got. So this is the superhero principal. Let's have Nina and Lisa come up here. They dressed the superhero part. Don't you love that? So this whole experiment is proving that our thoughts and our consciousness impact matter. Impact matter, okay? So I want us to turn quickly to, what page am I going to? 103 and 104. Now, Pam Grout spends the whole chapter giving you examples, wonderful examples of people impacting matter. I highly recommend that you read this chapter. She has a whole section on Terry McBride. For those of you who go way back with me in this church, I give a whole sermon on Terry McBride and how he impacted his physical condition. But I'd like to start with one that I'm also very familiar with, and some of you might be as well, on page actually 103. The premise. It says, Japanese scientist Dr. Emoto spent 15 years researching the effects of human speech, thoughts, and emotions on physical matter. Dr. Emoto chose one of matter's 4 traditional elements. Anybody know what it was if you don't have the book? Water. To see how it responds to words, music, prayers, and blessings. Using more than 10,000 samples of water, Emoto and his research assistants spoke to, played music for, and asked monks to recite prayers over the water. The samples were then frozen, and the resulting ice crystals were examined under a microscope. In case you're wondering what water has to do with anything, dig this, she says. Water is present everywhere, even in the air. And since the human body, and indeed the earth, consists of 70% water, it stands to reason that if words and thoughts impact water on its own, they will also affect larger, more complex systems also made up of water. So what Emoto found is that when scientists treated the water kindly, by saying such things as I love you and thank you, the resulting water crystals became clear and beautifully formed. But when Emoto and his team talked negatively to the water, screaming such snide comments as I hate you or you idiot, the crystals formed dark, ugly holes. When Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel was played, the resulting frozen crystal split in 2. I know you Elvis fans. Turn the Mozart on. In one photo, he shows how a sample from the dam at Fujiwara Lake started out as a dark and amorphous blob, is completely transformed after a priest prays over it for just 1 hour. The ugly crystal turned into a clear, bright, white, hexagonal crystal within a crystal. He also found that prayer can create new types of crystals that had never before been seen. We in the West are not taught about energy and the power of our body-mind. Instead of being trained to tune into our innate intelligence, we're told, here's a doctor, here's a nurse. When something's wrong, consult with them. Coaches tell us if we're good enough to make the basketball team. Teachers tell us if our art is up to snuff. We're taught to turn over our power to forces outside ourselves. So how many of you have seen Emoto's work? It's pretty amazing. If you haven't, Google it. There's books out on it. It's just once I read this, I wished I had prepared several weeks in advance because I would have gotten the slides and had them projected up here, and you would see what the water crystals look like when you said I love you versus I hate you. It's truly, truly amazing. So let's look at the method quickly. The method is on page 114. What are we doing this week? Since we don't have access to all of Emoto's microscopes and research assistants, we're going to affect matter by duplicating an experiment you might have tried back in grade school. Namely, sprouting green bean seeds. Dr. Larry Dorsey, in more than a half a dozen books on prayer, has detailed precisely medical studies that have proven that intention on a particular physical outcome affects everything from rye seeds to women with breast cancer. Again, we're beginners, so we're going to start with green beans. So you need a cardboard egg carton, potting soil, and green bean seeds. We got them, right? Yeah. Instructions. So what we're going to be doing at the picnic table. Plant 2 beans in each of the 12 slots of the egg carton and place it near a window. Water the plants every couple of days. Now, for you gardeners, should we water it right today? We should after we plant it. So water it today. And then every couple days. All right, and then what you're going to do, make the following conscious intention. With my innate energy, I will that the beans on the left side of the egg carton grow faster than the beans on the right. Did you get that? So you're going to focus your intention and your will that the beans on the left, the 6 egg slots on the left, are going to grow faster than the 6 slots on the right. Write down your observations every day, for the next 7 days. And Viola, by the end of the week, you should see evidence that your intention has manifested. So bring them in. Bring in your egg cartons next week and let's see what happens. In the meantime, you can experiment with something scientists call applied kinesiology. It may sound complicated, but it's really just an elementary method of testing how your body reacts to negative and positive statements, spoken aloud. Dr. Goodhart pioneered applied kinesiology in the 60s when he discovered the muscles instantly become weak when the body was exposed to harmful substances and strong in the presence of anything therapeutic. Dr. John Diamond discovered that muscles also respond to emotional and intellectual stimuli. So you're going to touch your thumb to your middle finger of each hand and you're going to link them together. I'm going to show you this in a minute, okay? And you get a feel for how that, feels. And then you're going to say your name aloud, and at the same time exert the same amount of pressure. Since I'm assuming you're not telling a fib when you say your name, this statement will probably show that your hands stay strong and steady. Then you say a different name, like Julia Roberts. You exert the same amount of pressure and the fingers should break apart. Try several true and false statements until you get the calibration down. If the circle holds, it indicates a positive response. If the fingers of the right hand were able to break the connection of your left hand, the answer is no way. You can do things like statements like, I'm a huge dork ball, I'm loving, passionate, peaceful, and happy, I hate my body, I'm strong and powerful. So it's, again, the middle finger to the thumb, you link them, and you just test for a minute, just pulling the right against the left, without saying anything, just get the feel of it. Then what he's suggesting is that you say your name and pull as hard as you can with your right and see if it breaks. My name is Barbara Jean Stanner. My name is Barbara Jean Stanner. My name is Barbara Jean Stanner. Okay. Then say a name that's not a name, do the same amount of pressure and see if it breaks. My name is Barbara Streisand. My name is My name is Barbara Streisand. My name is Barbara Streisand. Okay. And so try that. Try that if you haven't tried it already. Say your name. Remember? Thumb, middle finger. Now try a statement that's true of yourself. It can be any statement. Try a statement that's true of yourself and try a statement that's not true of yourself. Okay? I'm a new minister. I'm a new minister. I'm an Olympic ice skater. So you get the feel for it? So you can just experiment with that. Hopefully you're also going to do the egg carton experiment with us so that we really can see how our thoughts and our consciousness impact matter. That truly we can prove this superhero principle once and for all, that we are all superheroes. So let's stand and join together in singing this.